just gotten the scoring in on the CBO, the Senate bill now, and this is pretty much what I think was in line with what you and I were discussing with Ed Schultz just yesterday. The scoring has come out, and they're saying that this health bill, the Senate, is $849 billion. David, 94% of Americans are covered in this. It reduces the uninsured Americans by 31%. It also reduces, and this is key here, the deficit by $127 billion over the first 10 years. David, these numbers are significant, as you well know, with a few Democrats, particularly Ben Nelson, Mary Landrieu, Blanche Lincoln, who have not been willing to offer up their support thus far. And it also would be interesting for Senator Joseph Lieberman, who most recently said he was concerned about the cost and whether this would in the end increase the deficit, increase the expense of trying to cover the insured. But as it is right now, the Senate bill, the health care bill, David, coming in at $849 billion, below the mark that the president had established or set as a goal, and would cover 94% of Americans. It reduces the uninsured Americans by 31%, and the big number, it would reduce the deficit by $127 billion over the first 10 years. So the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office coming in with the scoring for what Senator Reid and others have been working very hard for behind the scenes. So, David, I guess they might say the ball is now in the court of the Democrats who've been holding out on this, as well as the ball is in the court of Senator Joseph Lieberman.
Yeah, and there are a couple of key things here, Chairman, that the Senate Democratic leadership is going to be able to argue now to the wavering centrists, and that is the idea that it will shave $127 billion off the deficit over 10 years. That is actually larger than how much was being shaved off in the House version. Furthermore, the cost over 10 years, as you pointed out, of $849 billion, that is far less than the House version of $1.2 trillion. So for the centrists who wanted something a little bit more moderate that did more in terms of deficit reduction, Harry Reid has his argument.
I'm not a crook.